Hello guys, it's another beautiful day here in South Yorkshire. The sun is shining. It's lovely to be out and walking about and enjoying the weather, seeing the flowers and the greenery. It's good for your mental health, for your eyes, for your mental well-being, and to relieve stress basically. Life is good. Good without addictions, good to be free from addictions. And I wanted to discuss a topic about slavery, the slavery that we are all in, especially here in the countries that are developed, in the Western countries. And there are different layers to slavery. There are different forms of slavery. Obviously, we know the most obvious sort of slavery that they teach us in schools and secondary schools about slavery. But now, since they've abolished the slavery back in the days they used to do, now we have a different form of slavery that has no race, has no color. Everyone is a slave to an extent. And the forms of slavery that we're all involved in, majority of us, or the vast majority, 95% of the population is, the first one is addictions. We all have addictions. And I have freed myself from one of the addictions, which was nicotine, cigarettes. I was a slave to that bitch. I was a slave to the nicotine, to the drug addiction, and I have given it up. I am pleased to say it's been 6 weeks plus. Come this Friday, it'll be 7 weeks since I last smoked a cigarette, and it's so nice to breathe in the fresh air, to enjoy the sunshine, and to let life take its course on my body, on my future, and my destiny, without me self-inflicting harm to my body and accelerating the shortness of my life and health issues by smoking cigarettes, and for that matter any other addiction, be it alcohol, be it cannabis, anything that's addictive and dangerous for your body. You want to avoid it, my friends. So that is a form of slavery. And how, you may ask? Well, with a cigarette, I didn't have a life. First of all, I stank of the disgusting smell of the cigarettes. And when you're smoking and you're addicted, that is not the problem. You don't hardly notice it. Unless you smell your fingers, your clothes, or you get told off by your family. But every half an hour you're smoking, you're thinking about the next cigarette. You have a coffee, you can't actually drink the coffee and enjoy the damn thing. Or the tea. You're worried about, getting the cigarette ready to have the cigarette with the coffee. You have a meal, you don't enjoy your food. You're rushing to eat your food just so you can have that cigarette after and get that sensation of whatever buzz you get from having a cigarette after smoking. And it's all a lot of nonsense. There's actually research that the same time you smoke a cigarette, for example, if I was to smoke a cigarette now and then have a meal afterwards, is no difference. The way it goes in your body, the way it works, and the way it destroys you, it's just that subconsciously you feel like it tastes better and it puffs away better. And it's a lot of nonsense. Nothing's nice about it. All you're doing is putting toxins in your blood stream and your body, and you're destroying your body. So you were a slave. I was a slave to it. I wasted so much time driving, getting cigarettes, getting a single from this shop, and then after half an hour running around to get another cigarette because I don't want to buy a pack. I assumed that I can only have a few, but I was just lying to myself because the nicotine had the better of me. And since I've freed myself, I am so much happier. I am so much happier. I have time to myself. I don't waste time running around picking cigarettes up. I don't smell bad. I smell so nice. I put my perfumes on. I put my deodorants on. I smell good. I smell good. Even without them, I smell great. So I am no longer a slave to the drug addiction. And it was a proper hard drug addiction, cigarettes. It's not a habit, it's an addiction. And I'm pleased to say I've freed myself, and I encourage everyone who watches this to give up. I also encourage people in my life to give up. Some will take the advice, some will not. And I tell them that it's doable, it's easy. Once you have your mindset in the right place, you can do it. And I'm so happy that I make these videos, and I've got comments from my subscribers and people that watch some of my videos. They say they're on day 19, day 21, and that's very inspiring for me to continue this And when I wanted to give up, it was a difficult state I was in. Emotionally, I was all over the place. I had personal problems, and I knew the longer I smoke, the harder and the worse it will be on my body. And yeah, I was just lost. I couldn't give it up because the nicotine addiction was so strong. I just kept lying to myself. I'll have this last cigarette, and then by the time you know it, an hour later, I'll have another one. And even though everything in my body is saying I should not be doing this, I should not be smoking this, I just promised myself. But the strongness and the effectiveness of the nicotine, the addiction was so strong that you just keep on lying to yourself, deceiving yourself. So I came to the conclusion, I'm no longer a slave to the cigarettes, to the addiction. I have freed myself from cigarettes. I'm a free man. I gain nothing from smoking. I am back to my natural state that God has given me, and I intend to be natural as much as I can. And that's the beauty about it. I will never touch another cigarette. So even at this particular spot, even if an urge comes here now, and it will be lovely to have a nice cup of proper English tea and a cigarette and just puffing away, I welcome them urges. But then I say F off, F you, because I am no longer falling for them lies or that deceivement that this will make me. Because as soon as I smoke it, I know I'm back to square one, and it does nothing for my body. It's destroying my organs, my health. As a young man, you know, it affects everything. Even if you suffer from erectile dysfunction, it's very bad. It even affects your penis. So if you love women and you want to enjoy life and you want to enjoy whatever God has given us, you don't want this, because then you won't be able to get it up, you know. And that's why it's important to look after your health. It's not just your lungs that it affects, major organs in your body. So that's the first layer of addiction. Now the second layer of addiction that we have in society in the 21st century, since Henry Ford introduced the 40-hour a week, and we exchange our time for money, and some of us are doing 40 hours plus just to get on top of our bills, to get on top of our lifestyle that we have. And it's horrible. This is not the way we are brought into this world, to work and slave away our time, our precious time, for money. And money that ain't taking you anywhere. You're basically getting by paying bills. And really, inflation every April, every year goes up and up and up. It's eating away at the true value of the money that you earn. So that is another form of slavery that we humans are suffering from, and it's horrible. And I am trying my utmost best to get out of it slowly but surely. I am doing things in the background, and I want to free myself from this, and I want to enjoy my life. And I do not believe in the motto of saving money and waiting till you're about 60 plus, where you're having all sorts of issues and you're not as, you know, flexible and, you know, easy going in terms of mobility, and then to enjoy your money. No, I will enjoy my time now. I will enjoy the stuff that I want to do that's good for me, for my health, for experiences in this world, in this life. I will enjoy it when I can, and I will do it. I will not put money into savings for a rainy day till I'm 70 years old. But that does not mean also you should be spending your money left, right, center and being careless. There's a balance. There's a fair balance. There's a understanding to it all. And the understanding is to increase your income and to spend less than what you earn, and to get away from exchanging your time for freedom. Even if it means you can't totally get away from it, but reducing it to a part-time job, and then having something else on the side that you're putting hours in for your own self, for your business, something that's going to give you a brand or grow you. And you know, you're not just tied up by an hourly rate. And even if you are, at least it'll be much, much more than what an employer can pay you. And that way you can invest some, you can put some into something that gives you a passive income, and then some you can enjoy, pay your bills, live life and travel the world and get experiences. And if some of you guys are on the same page as me in my thinking about the two layers of slavery, let me know, guys. If there's any other layers that I've not thought about, I've just come up with this, that addiction is a slavery. it's a form of slavery. And also employment is also a slavery, you know, exchanging time for money and all this. So this is where I am with my thought process about going forward with this, changing my life, encouraging others to, you know, better their life and think about how they spend their time for money. Sometimes we give our life 30, 40 years to employers on wages that only pay the bills, and you might be lucky to get one holiday a year. So this ain't right, you know, this ain't right. And I feel like we as humans, as people who are switched on, that watch this channel, that are aware of how things run, how systems are operated, that we want more from life. There's a bigger calling for us, you know. And even if you don't want to be financially sound, but you want to be able to enjoy life, spend time on yourself, do the hobbies and experiences that you like, you know. So I've seen it, you know, when I've worked previously, I've worked with people that are 60 plus and they're still working hard, and it's sad. But that's the realities of it. If we don't plan and prepare and better ourselves and, you know, distance ourselves financially and reliability away from employers and employment, then we might end up there. So I'll be making more videos about how to make passive income, but it all starts before you do anything. You have to work on your health, get rid of any addictions that you have, and then when you're fit, strong, healthy, you're disciplined from any addiction in life, then you can tackle all these problems like I am. And it's in progress. I'm not saying that, you know, you're not talking to, you know, I'm not an expert here telling you guys how to go about things. No, I'm just an ordinary man that gave up smoking cigarettes, and I will give up any other addictions that I have that's not good for me, like sugar and maybe coffee in the future. And then after that, I will try to better my life financially, invest money, learn how to make more money, and stop exchanging my time, majority of my time, to an employer that pays me minimum wage, and that I know how the money and the system works, and I'm not going to get anywhere. So let me know, guys, what do you reckon? Let me know your thoughts, your sort of mindset about the 2 layers of slavery that I'm talking about. And thank you for watching this video. I'll check in with you guys again.